For common issues you may face when transferring a domain name. Everyone is a bit resistant to change due to the uncertainties and surprises that it may bring upon us. We prefer sticking to our old providers and vendors, even if they may be exploiting and fleecing us. Not everyone can afford to take the brave step of switching their domain name to a new provider, especially when a live website is at stake. Those who do take the plunge may not find it very easy and may regret it initially. This article helps to point out 4 common issues which you may face when switching your domain name to a new hosting service or a new domain provider. Hostile domain provider. One important reason why some people may be transferring out their domain name from an old provider to a new provider is possibly due to the old/existing domain name provider being inefficient, unresponsive, or providing bad support and services. Very often website owners buy their domain names from the same place that they host their website. Although this is very helpful in managing your website, a hostile or bankrupt provider may be a bane. While most domain resellers will cooperate for an outgoing transfer, some local domain resellers and hosts may not be very helpful and may also impede the process of transferring out. Issues that you may face with an unscrupulous provider include turning off of web services or abruptly terminating email services, removing your files from their system, changing DNS records to prevent you from taking a backup, or demanding large sums of money to unlock your domain and release it to the new domain registrar. Inexperienced web host. If your domain name is valuable, the last thing that you will want is to have downtime for your website when are switching domain services. An inexperienced web host will be an added headache to your stress about safely getting control of your domain to the new provider. Ideally, when people switch their domain name provider and if the account is also hosted with the same person, they shift all their services to a new host or new company. If the new company is inexperienced or inefficient, it may result in downtime and maybe even loss of data or emails. The crucial aspect of transferring a domain name is to ensure that no services are affected and the transfer is seamless without any users even knowing about it. The entire transition can be done safely and securely provided that enough redundancy and care is provided. DNS propagation. Another hitch which people may encounter is DNS propagation time when making a domain name switch. Most people don't realize that when you change the name servers or NS records of a domain name for the changes to replicate across the globe, it takes anywhere between a few hours to a few days. Up to 48 hours of making the changes will keep propagating across multiple servers. In this interim period, either your old records or your new records will be provided to users wanting to visit your website. This means that they will be taken to your old website or your new website according to how and when the changes have reflected. During this time, it is important that both the old records and the new records are pointing to active services. This time overlap allows you to ensure that your website and services are not affected and are transitioned safely. Similarly, you may want to switch over the NS entries, but keep the A records of the old provider. Later you can change the A records, which will change in about 10 minutes. Your new domain provider and web host should be able to guide you better. Mailing issues are usually caused by DNS issues or by different configuration on the new host. DNS issues should be anticipated and a plan drawn out to migrate the DNS records. Some hosts provide different email configurations for accessing email through POP, IMAP, or SMTP in an email client. This means that when the switch is done, users who have not adopted the new settings in their Outlook or Thunderbird mail clients may not be able to access mail and may receive some errors. Making a plan to switch email settings and informing all users who would be impacted in advance is necessary to ensure smooth switch to a different service.